We have reports that Mr. Rahan's wife left the country a couple of days prior to this weekend's bombings here in New York City. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know the answer about the wife, and I've heard a couple conflicting accounts, so I'm not sure at this point. The case looks a lot like the Tsarnaev case, the Boston Marathon bombing, though. This is someone who came to the country as a child. The instructions for many of the bomb components can be found in Inspire magazine, just like the Boston Marathon bombing. The placement of one of the bombs along the route of a race, travel, in this case, to Afghanistan, Pakistan, are both very similar in the sense that we're trying to find out whether there are foreign connections here. Was he radicalized during that travel? Many of the identical questions we had about Tsarnaev. So still a lot of unanswered questions. Probably the most pressing is whether he acted alone. And that is obviously something that law enforcement is pursuing as vigorously as possible.
Mike Barnicle, so anxious to talk to you, Congressman. We didn't get a chance to introduce you. Ranking member, of course, of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff of California. Nicole has a question.
Are you at all concerned, or does it complicate your efforts on the fact-finding front that the tone on the campaign trail on both sides was ratcheted up immediately before all the facts were even known to the police departments in New York and New Jersey?
It does. I mean, I think it's very worrying when you hear, in particular, a number of the statements coming out of Donald Trump. We heard, obviously, some of the statements about the disdain for providing medical treatment for this attacker. But what was even a greater concern to me, frankly, this week is the fact that when the United States accidentally bombed these Syrian troops, the Russians jumped in to say that we did it deliberately, that in fact we're behind ISIS. And it was really a perfect echo of what Donald Trump was saying when he was saying that the president founded ISIS. And just played into that Russian narrative, the narrative the Syrians are saying. So these statements the candidates make, and in particular that Donald Trump has been making, can be deeply damaging to our anti-terrorism effort as well as the effort